Good.
I love these beers, bro. I love the Pacificos.
I haven't had them in a while.
Have you ever had them?
Yeah, Noah drinks them all the time, and he's tie-upped me into drinking them for like 5 weeks straight.
Very good, dude.
I'm excited to try it. I'm gonna wait until we rate them. But you know how my grandparents are both from the Hollers in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You've never met either of them, have you?
No, I wish I could. Though.
Okay, so they both talk like mountain people, probably classic accent, the way you'd imagine it, like, man, go close that window. Exactly like that. So I was over at my grandparents' house, and my grandpa just kind of started talking about stories from his childhood. The first one he told, he was talking about his friend, and his friend's brother and him used to go, you know what noodling is with catfish?
Yeah, where you stick your arm in the hole, and then you pull it out. Yeah, it's so fun.
He said they used to go and do that in the river, but he said they like to pull pranks on each other. So what they would do is when one of them found a hole and went down there to try and noodle, the other two would grab him and hold him under the water until they saw bubbles come up and then let him up and be like, we got you. Me and George were like, dude, you guys are drowning that kid. That's like a capital crime, dude.
You said they would do it to each other?
Yeah, they would like roto, like who's getting drowned today for the prank.
What's your grandpa's name?
His name's Marion.
Marion.
That's how they got my sister's name, because his name's Marion, and my dad's name is Donald, so they took the D from that, the rest of the name from Marion, and got Darian, and they didn't know that was a black guy name. They just mixed those names together. But then as I grew up, I met like 90 black dudes named Darian and just my one white sister named Darian.
Well, Darian's dope, though. Shout out Darian.
Big supporter. But then, so the next story he tells, he served in the military, and he goes, before I left, I had 200 chickens. I was like, bro, how did you possibly have 200 chickens? But they were like his prized possession. He didn't have much because they were pretty poor, I guess. And he goes off to serve, and then he comes back, and he was like, I came back, and they were all gone. And I was like, what happened? He goes, they ate half of them, and the rest of them they sold. And I was like, they sold all your chickens? He goes, they were prized cockfighting chickens. And I was like, what, dude? And he goes, yeah, back in the day, that's how we.
The best.
It's like that's how we made most of our money. You know, you would either attach razor blades to their feet or needles, and then if you won, you'd get big money. A lot of them were used for breeding, and he was like, that's how we survived back then.
Damn, they would just gamble on them?
Yeah, he said some of them would get flown in from, I think, Mexico, and it was, dude, it sounds like he had a huge, cockfighting ring.
Dude. Then no wonder why you gamble so much, dude.
Yeah, I guess it's in my blood.
Yeah, Gramps was ripping the cocks.
So that's also just for, like, my heritage. If you guys watched the Kenny Wagner episode of the podcast, my grandpa was the one who was at that guy's funeral, so, like, that's my lineage on that side. They're all just country bumpkins up in the hills, cockfighting and drowning people.
If you are related to Kenny Wagner, you definitely grew up in some type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's a beast, though. He like, rarely talks, so it was nice getting that little treat from him.
Yeah. My grandpa was from Tennessee, actually, and he, ran away when he was, anywhere from 12 to 14 to go, join the Army illegally young. And then when he came back, he was like, I forgot how old I was. And we're all like, are you kidding me?
Noah's grandpa, it's either his grandpa or his great-grandpa is the same thing. He just guesses. He's like, I think I'm 87. Yeah. How do you not remember the year you were born?
Yeah, I know. And then when he passed away, everyone was like, how old was he? And we were like, we should actually figure that out.
Ballpark it. Yeah. You're going to have to carbon date him.
27, dude.
Big 27.
Speaking of age, we are approaching 27.
The podcast is officially older than us.
Yeah, happy to be back. Happy to be with you, chat.
Mm-hmm. Big
90
news.
90 subs.
90 subscribers, 10 away from 100, 10 away from Toledo. We are getting incredibly close.
Yeah, and it feels we got some things cooking up for this year, which we're excited about. Just excited to be back with you guys, though.
Yeah, and we're not going to get to 100 without you guys. We harp on it every episode, but Chris had a great idea.
Yeah.
Everybody has some sort of a smart TV in their home that has YouTube on it. We need you guys to go use whatever random account is logged into your YouTube on that smart TV. You don't even have to listen to it. Just play the pod. Get our watch hours up. Subscribe if you're not already on that random YouTube account on your TV, and get us numbers.
Exactly. Put us on mute while you're cooking. Put us on mute while you're doing laundry. Put us on mute in the other room just because.
You can throw a blanket over the TV if you don't want to see our faces. I don't care. I just want the stats.
Yeah, exactly. So pad the stats. Watch us on your TV. Watch us on Roku. Watch us on YouTube. And maybe we'll even be on more platforms this year, so you can watch us in many ways. But
I'm here with my friend Chris, who he's going to have to run and run fast because unfortunately he could not get skinny enough.
Yeah, and we'll get into that in a second. But I'm here with my friend Joe, who is quite literally oozing ketosis right now.
I'm oozing ketones.
Oozing ketones there.
Ketones are, what you produce when you're in ketosis. But actually, we forgot really quick before we get into it. We're going to talk about our fitness journey. We're actually treating ourselves. This is our cheat meal. We did very good. We're both losing a lot of weight, so we're drinking some Pacificos, and we're going to be rating these on NFL coaches, past or present. Chris loves it. I'm sure he already has his coach in mind. I'm going to try it.
I do. I when we said we were doing coaches, I had one right away. Ron Rivera.
Riverboat Ron?
Yeah,
that's
dude.
A pretty good call.
Right?
I'm going to go with, damn. Can I do non-NFL coach? The one that came to mind is Coach O from LSU. The guy's like, the LSU Tigers.
Pacificos, though?
Yeah, I don't know. He's giving me like that.
I do feel that.
Louisiana Tiger type of feel, dude. I don't know.
This does get me going. It's got that yellow like that. Go Tigers.
So, Chris, tell us what happened to your team. Tell us what's going on in your weight loss journey.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about this last time, but we're in a weight loss challenge against each other.
We told him the Irish Slim Down.
Yeah.
I don't think we mentioned the team portion because I don't think we were privy to it yet.
Right. We had a 1 week challenge, got put on a team where it was combined totals of percentage, and basically top team, a.k.a. Joe's team.
Hell yeah.
They got away with no punishment, $5 each. We came in very last. We have to run 2 miles, pacing 10 minutes a mile, 20 minutes. And then the second place team got 1 mile. We didn't lose from second by much, but I did have a guy on our team, Pete. Shout out Pete. He just needs to eat more. This dude weighs 150 pounds. I don't even know how old he is. I think I was 150 pounds in fucking 5th grade.
We don't know anybody in this chat. And it's a large scale. Like Pete's 150. There's some people that started out at 300, but this kid, he started the competition at like 149.5, and now he's at like 150.5.
Yeah,
it's insane. So he was not helping Chris.
I was like, we've been in this competition for 3 weeks, and you gained 1 pound.
Dude, yeah. So quick side note, I'll let Chris continue, but my favorite thing that happened on my team, we start the competition on Friday after our last weigh-ins. We get our teams. Pat's on my team and a couple of guys I don't really know. One of the last things Pat says is, I'm going up north. It's going to be really hard to resist these temptations I'm going to have up there. And then the entire weekend, me and the other 2 guys are talking like, here's what I'm doing for workouts. I'm eating clean. Here's how many pounds I'm down. Yeah. And then I'm texting in the group chat on Monday. I'm like, hey, Pat, haven't heard from you, man. How's it going? And he doesn't answer. And then on Tuesday morning, I'm like, all right, Pat, come on, man. Like, you're scaring me. I need you to weigh in. I need you to tell me how it's going. And then he responds and he goes, sorry, guys, I couldn't weigh in this morning, traffic. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? You don't weigh yourself in the car. It takes 12 seconds to weigh yourself at absolute most. So I was getting really worried. And then after work, he texts in the chat and he goes, guys, I'm going to be honest, it's not looking good. And then he sends his weight and it's 194. One of the kids likes it. And then he goes, wait, did you mean 184? And Pat goes, no, it's 194. And I was like, what did he weigh in at last time? And he goes, 185. And I was like, Pat, you've gained 11 pounds in 4 days. How is that even possible? And he was like, dude, I ate a bunch of rice and chicken and I drank a bunch of water today. I was like, you drank and ate 11 pounds and none of it left you at all? And then he was like, don't worry, it was just kind of a bad day. Give me a couple days, I'll be fine. I was like, dude, Pat, there's no possible way. We're absolutely screwed. And then I swear to God, he weighed in at 194. 2 days later for this weigh-in today, he weighed in at 183. He gained 10 pounds and then lost 11 pounds in the span of a week. It's the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen.
This challenge is the most insane shit ever. Me and Joe are just taking the easy road, 2 pounds a week or so. And steady. That's
how most human bodies
work.
Work.
Steady wins the race type beat.
We're competing against absolute mutants.
It is ideal for us that the punishment is running 1 or 2 miles. So it's like I run 3 miles 4 times a week anyways. I'm excited for my long run, dude. I'm going to run for like an hour this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to go see if I can get like 4 or 5 miles.
You're going to want to drink after. Runner high. That happened to me, bro.
Really?
After I did my first long run, that was like 6 miles. I never really had that feeling of like runner's high, but I was like just juiced up and I was like, I want to get tanked right now. But it was a Tuesday, so.
Damn. I want to go outside so bad. Oh, I was going to tell you this. I meant to text you this all week. Have you been putting your treadmill the 1 incline?
Not when I run.
You should. I like looked it. I don't know. ChatGPT was just telling me like 1 incline simulates real life way more than 0 incline, and it's also just naturally better for your like shins and your joints and your knees and your like ankles. It's like naturally better for you all across the board. So just put it to one incline.
Okay, that's interesting. I haven't heard of that. I'll do that.
I started doing it this week. It does like kill your pace by like 10, 20 seconds maybe. I don't know. It feels a little harder, but you can definitely tell like, okay, this is like probably more realistic to what's outside.
And it's also like taking the batting donut off when you go to run on the actual flat ground.
Exactly.
But, so I'm right now 3 weeks into the competition. I'm down 9.5 pounds. I think you're down 11.
Yeah, 11.5.
11.5. So we're both cooking. We're both getting skinny. I'm in the most ketosis that a human could possibly be in. I went and I got the ketosis testing strips. This was actually funny as hell because I didn't know what the process was going to be. I knew you had to pee on it, but I assumed I could just like hold out the strip and kind of pee onto the toilet. But you had to like pee into a container and then dip it in there. So we had like this old Tupperware we used. And Marissa was just sitting in the bathroom with me while I felt like I was at the doctor's office, and I just filled this thing up with pee, and then just put this little thing in, put it on the on the thing, and you had to wait 45 seconds for it to dry, and then it showed you like a color scale, and it slowly changed colors until it got like pitch black. This scale,
I saw that shit. It was so funny.
The scale was like white to like the blackness you would see in hell. Yeah. And so I'm like watching this thing get darker and darker, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, like that seems really good. And Marissa goes, she reads the description of what that level means, and it's like max ketosis. If you are experiencing any side effect, go seek medical attention immediately. I was like, is this not healthy for me? Should I not be doing this?
Probably not.
When I saw that, I was like, that's a great sign. This is exactly where I want to be. But according to the at-home test, I am as in ketosis as a human being possibly could be.
He's full of ketosis.
I'm going to change my name to Max Ketosis.
Max Ketosis. Exactly. That's what I said, bro. I'm here with my friend who's oozing ketosis.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say about that, a lot of people were concerned about me not getting a lot of crucial like vitamins and stuff like that. So I went to Costco, and now every day I'm taking vitamin C, vitamin D, fish oil, magnesium, and fiber supplements. And Chris, noted ChatGPT guy. I'm shitting, especially on the haters.
Let's go, dude.
But all those supplements ChatGPT recommended, and it said carnivore diet's perfectly fine as long as you take those supplements, and the only danger is high cholesterol. But we don't even know really much about cholesterol. It could be a good thing.
We're too young to worry about cholesterol, dude.
Scientists don't even know about cholesterol. High cholesterol could be a good thing.
Yeah. So my fitness update, I would say, is like I'm just fully bought into running, dude. I got new shoes last Friday. Week in the new shoes. Feel great. Increased pace 30 seconds. I got a watch that should
potential
be here by
placebo.
Monday.
Maybe not.
No, it's actually, I don't think so. Cause I mean, I did like, I don't know, whatever. I was pretty well rested when I ran them too. But I got that. I got a watch that should be here by Monday. Koros Pace 4. Maybe I'll give you guys a little review on TikTok. Follow on Instagram too. Maybe that'll pop out.
Describe a little bit what it does, because this watch sounds insane.
It's a watch for runners, but there's literally every setting of all time. So I have an app that you connect, and it'll make you plans, and it'll like remind you of your plans, and you can do it. But you can like separate everything. You can do like weight training, swimming, biking, whatever you're doing. You can set it to that setting. And
you can do a triathlon eventually.
Yeah, exactly. So it holds battery for like 40 hours or some shit, but can change the watch face. It's an AMOLED screen, so it's touchscreen. It's like I can scroll with it too. But it's made more for runners. It's not really made for like me texting. If I want to like not bring my phone with me on a run, I can download music to an MP3 like file and then listen to it from there. But like I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna bring my phone.
That's old school.
Yeah, I know. I was like, it would be
YouTube
kind of fun
to MP3.
to not bring a phone though. But I mean, there's like a flashlight and there's some other stuff. But I'm really excited for all the stats. I've never tracked my heart rate. I've never, which is probably it's got to be bad. I'm always pushing it to the extreme. So like, I've never really tracked that. I've never tracked my sleep. I've never tracked all this other stuff. So I'm like very excited to just start tracking everything.
Yeah. If I know one thing, when I'm running, it feels like my heart's gonna explode out of my freaking chest, dude. Every time.
I told Therese like last week, I was like, I know I'm like supposed to have easy days with running, but every single run I'm giving it my all.
Yeah.
Like I am
until I'm drenched and on the verge of collapsing on that treadmill.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about though. We got to talk more off cam about this, but like, dude, like, what about Thinking Beer's headband? or like a thinking beer is like a sweat collector, or like a baklava or baklava or whatever they call those like things that you put on your head.
Yeah, I need one of those. Dude, every time I go running, I swear it takes me longer to, I don't know what to describe it to, but every time I get off the treadmill and I have to grab the paper towels and wipe off my head, it takes probably 3 minutes because my head's so drenched.
I just sit in the locker room and just sit there on my phone for like 5 minutes. Like, don't move. I'm like, I can't move.
It reabsorbs back into your body.
And then, yeah, so I'm just full in on running now. Like, I'm very bought in. I want to do this for a while. I think I'm just switching from lifting to running, basically. I'm still lifting here and there, and I will continue to do so, but, like, I want to see what my body looks like when I, like, because I feel like I've built this base. I've just always been lifting and not running for the last, like, 7 or 8 years. So it's like, what happens when I just actually do cardio and get into shape? So I'm excited. I'm excited for the watch.
We're going to get the gutters, bro.
We will.
Long-awaited gutters.
Yeah. And I was thinking, too, it's, like, perfect time. We got so many weddings coming up, so many bachelor parties coming up. Like, it's a great time to be in good shape, I would say.
100%. Unfortunately, though, it didn't work well enough last week, and you were the biggest loser.
Yeah, true.
Not in a good way, though.
Yeah, so that's what I want to talk about this week, because all this weight loss stuff has been reminding me of The Biggest Loser. And I just, like, can't believe that show existed and was, like, a thing. Like, they were just, like, getting the fattest people possible. And they were like $100,000. I don't know how much the rewards were. Probably like $10K, but $100,000 if you can lose the most weight. And these people were losing like hundreds of pounds. And you would just flick on the TV or like get home from school, and your parents would be watching whatever, and it would be like this 400-pound person running for like hour 2.5 on a treadmill, and you were like, they were getting screamed at by the
it was some girl. It was a girl and a guy, I think.
Yeah, I gotta look up their names. I think it was like Julian or Julia Roberts, or I don't know.
No, Julia Roberts is an actress.
Who's Julia Roberts, dude? But
yeah, they would just make them run for hours on end and just scream in their face and be like, "You fat loser, your family hates you, and you'll never see them again if you don't finish this lap because we're going to kill you." Dude, they're like under threat of not being able to return home unless they lost 10 pounds in that day.
Yeah, man. Jillian Michaels and Bob Harper, that gay guy with the blonde gay guy.
He was gay?
I think so. He has to be.
Why?
The way he like talks, I think.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
But no, dude. Did you ever watch it or no?
Oh yeah. I mean, I literally said I think that's why most people our age have some sort of like body dysmorphia. Nobody thinks they look good because we're all watching this and be like, if you're not skinny and shredded, you're useless and you shouldn't even be a part of society. And we were like 5 years old, like, well, I guess it's true.
Yeah,
because it's how the world works.
I feel like I remember. Tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe this was Survivor I'm thinking of, and I'm mixing them up. But because I watched a lot of Survivor in my time, but I thought that they would like have them like basically be like, "Do you want to see your brother this weekend, or do you want pizza?" Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't remember that being a part of a show, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Then it was probably Survivor, because Survivor, they used to like have these ones where you would like auction and like bid on stuff.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did that though, because they put their mental state into such a sort of disarray that they had no option but to get skinny or else.
Okay, ready? Here, I'm gonna read some fun facts.
Okay.
Contestants sometimes ate 800 to 1,200 calories a day while training 4 to 6 hours a day.
That's pretty, yeah.
Basically starving and sprinting.
Yeah.
And then winners lost up to 50% of their body weight, and doctors who were watching were like, this is not healthy.
Does it say in what time frame? I forget how long it went for.
50%
I can look it up in a little bit.
That is insane, bro. The scale used on weigh-ins reportedly cost over $100,000. You remember that big ass scale? Yeah, the big ass number behind them.
Yeah, dude, it's like what you weighed like a F-150
most dramatic bathroom scale in human history.
Dude, I mean that thing had to sustain like 5 tons a day.
Oh my god! Many contestants gained back most or all of the weight because their metabolism was like, no, we remember what it used to be like. That's funny. Dude, metabolism stayed slowed for years afterwards. Jillian Michaels, the host, was like, yeah, it's not designed for long-term health. It's just like to get like this quickly. Oftentimes they were just vomiting regularly.
Bulimia, classic weight loss tactic.
Yeah, true. Doctors later called the show a cautionary tale, not a fitness blueprint.
Yeah.
That is insane, dude. Let me see how long it was.
If you're signing up for it, though, that's not your fault. And honestly, it worked. They all did get skinny. I don't care if it was long-term or not.
Yeah,
if it takes Jillian Michaels screaming at you and telling you that she's going to cut off your toes and rip out your ears unless you run 10 miles today, it's what it takes.
Yeah, true. The show lasted 12 years, but it didn't. ChatGPT didn't understand. So per season, it's 10 to 14 weeks. Really, dude, that is insane. 3 to 4 months on the ranch.
To lose,
I forgot they used to be on a ranch.
They shipped all these fat people, and they were the cattle. They were at the cattle ranch, dude, and they were out there herding them.
Contestants often lost 60 to 120 pounds while on the show.
It's not that crazy, though, because they were all like 500 pounds. I feel like that'd be light work. Because most of them just went from like doing nothing to walking like a mile, and you would lose so much weight immediately.
Yeah, that is true. But I would be more pressured by like America watching me than the host of the show yelling at me.
Yeah, I could never that would be so embarrassing. I mean, we're doing it on a small scale right now where it's just like a group chat, but if I had everybody in the world watching me getting screamed at and just being told like, you're a fat loser, why you're such a loser, you spent your entire life and it led up to this. Is this what you want to look like? Dude, imagine like 50 million people seeing you get degraded like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it's like it's worth it, dude. And whatever motivation works to like make you a healthier person.
I guess it sounds like it didn't work at all, though.
I mean, I don't know. The show got canceled for a reason.
Yeah,
I think that if they were continuing to do it, some woke person would come up on there and they would like,
did you just fat shame me?
Have a seat. Yeah, exactly. And then they would just be like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But hey, Biggest Loser, dude. A tale that will probably get lost in history.
Probably. I didn't even remember it until you brought it up, but hopefully we can share some semblance of victory in the way the winners of Biggest Loser did at some point in our weight loss journey.
We are combined. Let's talk about our goals for a second. Mm-hmm. So we're combined down how many pounds?
20 about.
Basically 21 pounds. And we both want like 10 more pounds. So we're going for 40 total.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a good goal. I would make up whatever you can't because I'm more.
No, I'm gonna weigh 155 pounds by the time this weight loss challenge is over.
Okay, Pete on my team.
I'm gonna get as skinny as I physically can without dying.
But yeah, I mean, we'll probably collectively lose another 10 pounds each, I would say. And then we're running a 5K in March, confirmed.
Mm-hmm. Signed up for it. Corktown 5K. Yeah. It is March 15th, I believe. If you guys want to come out and support, they have a beer tent, they have a parade, they have a costume contest.
Yeah.
Feel free to come out and check it out.
We would love all the support we can get.
I want a crowd of like 100 people when we're crossing that finishing line, and everyone's like, thinking beers. Yeah. And then when we finish, we're like, what was our time? They're like, 48 minutes. You guys are horrible at running.
It's like, we did stop at 3 bars on the 5K.
Yeah. And shouldn't have smashed that hot dog on the turn.
We just had to rip some Fireball right before.
Yeah.
Like, it was just necessary.
I thought it would fuel me to like the 1904 Olympics when they're getting fed whiskey and cyanide or whatever.
I wonder if most people, because like I normally smoke before I run, so like I wonder if people smoke.
No, I would imagine 99% of normal people don't do that.
No, it's just addict talk.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's addict, but I think that would make most people severely uncomfortable.
Yeah, and like I'm sitting with a lot of people, most people are like tweaking all the time.
If I'd be like, why are these people chasing me?
Yeah, but it kind of motivates you. I like just forget that I'm running sometimes because I just be baked. So it's like if you're just running like that, I feel like it sort of is like not as difficult. Your brain isn't
just
thinking
mindless.
About as much. Yeah,
just going through the motions.
I'm just going. Like it's another day. I'm just gotta do this.
Yeah. You got anything else, or should we get into the second order of business here?
No, second order of business.
So I'm going to be honest before we get into this, just to preface it. You guys are all aware of the picks competition we did. Chris dusted me, and then the stipulation was we both got to choose 2 Super Bowl teams, and whoever made it farther got a dedicated day to themselves. Chris got to pick first because he won the pick competition. I do have some like survivor's guilt in this situation because you outperformed me. I don't necessarily feel like I deserve this, but we agreed to this. This was a mutual idea that we had, and I did win. So we will be planning out Joe Day because the Rams are the team that made it furthest in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Niners really let me down. It kind of sucks. I wish we waited a little longer to make the picks because I picked two teams that were playing against each other. It was just a poor year for Chris. So
it was weird though. Neither of us picked the 1 seeds. That's really weird. We were both like trying to outsmart ourselves.
Yeah, true. Which you can expect on here. Which we'll have some futures bets coming up. I've been talking about Joe last year. Like we got to make future bets. So there will be a day. I think it said in like. Oh, I don't remember. Was it August? But that was kind of a while.
I think post Super Bowl, I think we're gonna lock in an NBA future. You want to just lock in that
like NBA, NFL. Like we have a bunch of futures coming out.
Yeah,
like we need to lock in a bunch of futures. Basically, is what I'm saying. So that's coming out. But yes, I did lose. I have to plan a Joe Day. For those who don't know, the rules were we pick who wins the Super Bowl and whoever makes it further. If a team doesn't make the Super Bowl, then we have to plan a day of the year for that person this year. So it's basically Chris and Joe Day, but like how you would celebrate a half birthday. You know, which I will still feel a part of it. I will still feel like it's my birthday, but it will just be the Joe part that we're celebrating. Yeah. So I did say like you kind of get to pick what we do. You get to pick what we talk about that day.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought much about what we want to do, but it's your day. So do you have anything in mind?
I don't want it to be something where you don't enjoy it. I want it to be fun for the both of us. The only 2 ideas, I'll decide what we're going to talk about in the actual podcast later. I'm probably going to research something crazy like the Majestic 12 or something, some weird conspiracy that we can just do like an hour-long conspiracy talk on. But my 2 ideas for the actual Joe Day for I guess like actual activities that we can go and do is, number 1, I think that we should play one-on-one basketball, and you should have to let me win by 11-0. And then the other one was we have to go to a karaoke bar later that night, and you have to duet Lips of an Angel by Hinder with me.
I don't know that song. What's it? How's it go?
My girl's in the next room.
Yeah,
it's my favorite song.
Really want to hear your voice.
Say my name. It would honestly be the most touching tribute to me that I can possibly think of.
Would you do Mr. Boombastic?
Hey, pal. I'll do it when it's Chris Day. No, I'll do that song.
My request. But yeah, I mean, I would be down. I don't really know. There's not that many karaoke places around here. Mojin Lao, that Chinese restaurant down the street, does like ladies' night on Wednesdays. I think they have karaoke too, though.
Yeah, there's definitely a spot where we can go and do karaoke.
Could be a move. So
we need to figure out though, because I think the basketball idea is a great idea, and I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be hard for me to. What do I do? Just not even play?
Yeah, you kind of like play fake defense, like make it feel kind of real. Don't give it to me, but like also let me have it. You know what I mean?
All right, what are we doing? We're going to a park? We're playing ball?
That's what I was thinking about, because if it's in February, a park's going to be brutal. We might have to figure out some sort of an indoor situation. Maybe we could get like a day pass at a Lifetime and just go play in the gym there or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
I'll figure it out. We also need to acquire a basketball, but I just want to feel the glory of beating you, and I think that's fine for me to ask for on Joe Day. And I really don't think we have to make it anything crazier than that. We'll just pick a day. We'll record
you want
the podcast.
It for sure basketball, or could it be any? It could be anything.
What else would we 1v1 in?
Lots of stuff. Darts, pool, shuffleboard.
Yeah, but like I'm just like darts and pool for me is like so luck that it wouldn't even feel good. Like basketball, I can do like some sick moves and like maybe I can cross you up and you can fall to the ground on purpose and I feel like I just crossed you up.
What if we just did one Oklahoma, but I let you beat me?
You let me just spear you in the chest?
Yeah, I'd let you just dive at me.
I mean, I guess
that'd be so funny. I wish we had pads and
one of us would get injured for sure. What if we locker box me? Let me just beat the tar out of you.
Soccer would be easy.
That'd be hard for me to like be good at though. Like basketball, I could still like do some dribble moves and like.
All right, we can do basketball.
Drive to the rim. That was why it was my idea.
Whatever, it's your day, dude. But yeah, I mean, so you beat me at basketball at noon. What do we do at the rest of the day?
I was thinking more so the way we would do it is maybe like the week.
Record the pod that day.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to see how the schedule works out, but maybe if it lines up something around like the week after Valentine's Day, that Saturday. Let's say we play basketball at 3. I beat you handedly. And then we go record the podcast. And then we go out to the bar and do karaoke that night.
What? Okay, so we basketball, podcast, karaoke.
That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a lot.
That early, but we'll try to find a place. And then
We could be first in line.
and then we just go to the bar.
Yeah.
And I just rip the tab.
Yeah, you do owe me a tab. I won't do anything crazy. 20 Mickelbobs, that's it.
20 Mickelbobs. Yeah,
No.
it's gonna be.
I won't go crazy on your tab.
Well, damn, dude. Wait, you're thinking right after after Valentine's Day?
I was thinking like the week after, probably. I think that would be a good time to do it.
You don't think we should wait till after the 5K so we can indulge?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking about. But if we wait that long, then it's literally going to be 5K, then Joe Day, then we're probably going to be at 100 subs and be in Toledo, like all in like rapid succession.
We might be in Toledo next week, dude.
We could be. Well, TBD on the date, but just so
Yeah.
you guys know, keep an eye out. I did win. It was a good battle there. Chris just spilled his beer. That's just goes to show you Joe's on top still, but just keep an eye out for it. We're going to be one-on-oneing. We're going to be duetting. All of that's going to be in the pod. It's going to be a Joe topic for the entire episode, so you guys are going to learn something about something that you guys don't care about at all, probably, but we'll figure out the full details of it later on.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have too much in mind. I mean, we'll just get slim. We'll go to a dive. I was thinking of like dive bar for sure.
Yeah.
I kind of want to wait till we're like not on this diet shit, so we don't have to be like, let's not get the pizza. Let's whatever. But
True.
I don't know. Maybe we can even. I don't know if that would be more of a Chris Day thing. I was gonna say maybe we could even go for a run in the morning.
Yeah, that sounds like a Chris Day
Well, if
thing.
we do that, then everything else is like a reward. Like we did this morning. It's fine.
But we'd burn calories. I would burn calories during basketball when I'm crossing you up.
It's like not that much.
Dude, you burn so many calories in basketball.
Well, are we playing full court? Or are we playing half court?
Yeah, we should
Would
do
it- I
full
would
court.
definitely make it very close. I would definitely like let you get like 8 on me, and then I would put up 7.
No, you can't score. That's one of the stipulations.
Well,
You're
you
not-
said let me win.
no, it's got to be 11-0. So you can like kind of like you can play some defense, I guess, make it a little bit tough, but you have to let me win kind of easily. I don't want
It's
it to
just
be a
24
struggle.
hours of basketball until you beat.
I'm so bad at basketball. I'm just bricking it for like 12 hours. I'm like, Chris, lay off the defense. I haven't guarded you in like 10 hours.
Joe's trying to hit like 5 3-pointers, and he just can never make them.
Yeah.
I'm just giving him every shot. I'm like
Yeah.
giving him rebounds, basically.
Every time I'm like, hand down, man down, and just airballing. All right.
Give that guy a map.
Yeah. It's a smooth move. Shout out, what's that guy's name? Chris Move?
Yeah, Chris.
Waiting on a noob. That guy was a goated YouTuber.
That's a noob.
All right. Last order of business. Stanton Friedman, noted ufologist. We were just talking about UFOs last week, so it's kind of double dipping on the topic. But the reason why I looked into this guy specifically is because after listening to last episode, my dad hit me up and he goes, I didn't know you were that into UFOs. I actually have a signed book by Stanton Friedman. And I was like, oh, who's this guy?
No
and he
way.
kind of explained to me who it is. And the guy did write my dad a pretty nice note. It was like, best wishes to George. I hope you enjoy the book or something like that. Stan Friedman. And I think the book was.
Your dad's probably a big fan.
Oh, my dad's super into UFOs. Like, he loves the X-Files and he loves looking into all that stuff.
I'll have to talk to him about it.
Yeah.
At your wedding, I'm just going to talk to your dad about UFOs for 2 hours.
It's a good call. I remember back on like our huge desktop computer, our screensaver on like our old. We used to have like an AOL email for some reason, I remember, but the background was just aliens in a field with a spaceship. My dad has always been super into that. But so Sam Friedman, a little bit of backstory. He started off as a nuclear physicist. He worked for Westinghouse. He worked for General Electric, a bunch of different companies until about the early 1960s. He started hearing about UFOs. He got really into it, and then he made a full transition into doing lectures on that, proving the alien conspiracies to be right through his background, reasoning, research, all that sort of stuff, and he gained a lot of notoriety for it. He's kind of like the hallmark of like a ufologist, you know?
Okay.
So the two main cases that he kind of brought to light in, I think it was both in like the 60s that he was talking about a lot and basically proved to be true, are the Roswell incident and the Barney and Betty Hill abduction story.
All right, you got to explain these.
Yeah, so you said you're not familiar with either, right?
No, not really.
Sorry, quick drink break. The Roswell incident is the first one we'll talk about. That one is the first UFO crash story that kind of gained like public attention, right? So there was some talk like shortly before that, and granted this is kind of during like, it's shortly after World War II. There's obviously a lot of aerial activity, and like 2 weeks before all this went down, is the term flying saucer was coined because some pilot saw like some disc-shaped,
Okay.
like
Weird timing.
planes or something
Very
like that.
Weird timing.
Yeah, like flying through the sky, and he said they looked like saucers bouncing in the ocean, and that's where the term flying saucer came from. But long story short, farmer in New Mexico, he was asleep. He hears what he thinks is an explosion. He goes outside the next day and he sees all this weird debris. He's picking it up. It's technology, kind of metals, substances that he's never seen before. And he claims to have seen dead bodies that he didn't recognize to be human. He goes on a radio program. The guy tells him he should contact the Air Force Base in Roswell. And they come up, they scoop everything. They take it away and they say, nope, there was no bodies. That was just a weather balloon that happened to crash land.
I did hear about this.
It's like one of the most famous UFO stories.
Yeah.
So they claimed that it was a weather balloon and they swept it under the rug, even though the day that it was found, they released a press statement saying something like U.S. Air Force discovers crashed UFO, something like that. And then the next day they sent out another one and they were like, psych, it was actually just a weather balloon. So they covered up their tracks because obviously they messed up.
Dude, on that note, I just watched something like 6 months ago. Sorry I had to cut you off. It's going to be like a little derail for a sec. I just watched something like 6 months ago, and it was this family that like wanted to make a UFO. Like, not make a UFO, but like,
yeah.
Did you ever see that?
I think you talked about this on the pod.
And the kid,
he died.
No.
Or he like floated super high up in the air.
Well, so basically the family's like, we're gonna launch this hot air balloon up in the air and see what we can get up there. And then all of a sudden, like one of their kids, they're like, as soon as they launch it up there, they're like, oh my God, our youngest kid is missing. We can't find him. He's nowhere in the house.
They're like, I wonder where he is.
He's nowhere in the house. And he loved to play games and he loved to fly up in there when we would do test runs. and he's probably definitely up there. And he got fucking insanely high, dude. Higher than planes, like fucking way up there. And then like,
remember that guy for Red Bull that jumped out of like the stratosphere? He was that high.
Exactly.
Just like a 6-year-old looking over the basket of this.
It was like I don't even know how old he was. He's probably like 8. But it was crazy high up. And then all of a sudden, like, the cops are there. Everyone's getting interviewed, blah, blah, blah. And then
what are the cops going to do?
He just comes out of the attic,
shoot it down.
bro. He just comes out of the attic.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, he was just up there. Like, how did no one check there? Like, that was crazy.
They definitely just did that for attention. I can almost guarantee it. Yeah.
I agree, but it is funny.
So
sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. So the government covers it all up. They say it was a crashed weather balloon. Stanton Friedman was doing a radio hit down in Louisiana talking about UFOs. A radio hit? He was just talking about UFOs, kind of spreading the word.
He was doing a podcast circle.
Yeah, podcast back in the day. I was just talking on the radio.
Kind of like when people get famous, they just hop on different podcasts. Like if we ever got famous, we would just go from podcast to podcast for like a month, and then people get over us, and then we would just go back to doing this.
Yeah, 100%. I'd love that. Go on Part of My Take.
Yeah, we'd go on Part of My Take. Go on Nelk. Go on like Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan would be nuts. I don't know if I could handle that. Every single second, I would just be like, Jamie, look it up, please, right now, Jamie.
I would just be trying to do as much like shrooms and cigar smoking with Joe Rogan as possible.
100%.
But give me a glass of bourbon, give me a cigar.
He's got some good stuff in there.
Yeah, for real.
So he's in Louisiana. The radio host tells him, hey, if you're into this UFO stuff, you should talk to this guy Jesse. He lives close to here, and he's the one that cleaned up the Roswell incident. So this is kind of like his start notoriety. He talks to this guy Jesse, and Jesse tells him all the details. Like, what I cleaned up there was bodies, and it was technology and materials that were not from this planet. And then he shipped it off to Fort Worth, where there was another base. And he says that one of the lieutenants took him into another room to look at a map and point out where it was. And when he came back out to go take pictures where they had all the press out, they changed all the boxes. And they put just old weather balloon parts into the boxes to lie to them, obviously. So when the press got all these pictures, they were like, yeah, guys, sorry, nothing to see here. It's not a crazy story. It's just weather balloon parts. But this guy, Jesse, said they switched that out. That's all fake. And there's also a bunch of reports about people that worked at the local coroner's office in Roswell that saw an alien autopsy that day.
Whoa.
So, without getting into like all the details of it, there's a lot of information and firsthand accounts of people saying.
Could you imagine?
A lot of people
an
saying.
Alien in the fucking autopsy room.
Yep,
You're
and
like,
these.
Oh, what's this?
Keep in mind, this was when aliens were not that mainstream, so this is kind of where like the whole idea of like little green men come from, because they said that they were like 4 feet tall, green, huge heads, all this stuff. Or actually, I think that they might have been grayish. I can't remember exactly, but pretty classic alien look to them. And there's a lot of firsthand accounts. So that's like the first.
I'm more of a believer in the begonia alien, like the it's a real person type alien.
I would be surprised if they looked like us.
I mean, I feel like they could morph. I feel like they're way smarter than us, like crazily smarter than us.
That's a good possibility. So that's the Roswell incident, and Stan Friedman kind of looked into it, got the first-hand accounts, and he's a big proponent that was real, and the government covered it up and they lied about it. So the second big one, the Barney and Betty Hill incident, that's the first kind of, publicly. You know what I mean? It's like the first publicly put out abduction story. So they were just a couple that lived in, I believe, Massachusetts, and they went up to Niagara Falls for a day night. They come back from there. They're seeing something in the sky for a long time on their way back, and then they stop.
What's her name?
Betty and Barney Hill.
Okay.
So they see something in the sky. They stop to investigate it, and then they experience lost time. So, have you...
How long?
2 hours. So, are you familiar with like how a lot of UFO stories have lost time?
Oh, I think I've heard about this story too. They were in the woods, right?
No, not really.
Oh,
They were kind of like in a
hiking
big
on the
field.
woods.
No, they were driving. So they were driving down this highway trying to get back home from Niagara Falls. They see this UFO, and Barney goes out in the field to investigate it. Betty's in the car. They experience lost time, and then the next time that they come to, they're 35 miles down the road on their way home. And they haven't said a word to each other. And then they're like, oh, okay, what happened? Like, that was super weird. And they decide not to talk about it until they get home. They notice some weird things like Betty's dress is ripped and Barney's shoes are scuffed. And, like, the car's kind of, like, got some weird spots on it and all this stuff. And when they looked at their watches, both of their watches had stopped at the exact time of where the weird stuff started happening. So lost time is, like, a huge thing that happens in a lot of UFO stories. Like, when you get abducted, it's like... They get you, time stops, and then they plop you back down and induce amnesia, and then you just don't remember anything that happened. So they get back home. They're like, let's just never talk about this. Nobody's ever going to believe this, because there was no alien stories back then.
Right.
Barney was like a post office worker. Betty worked for like the social welfare office or something, so they were respectable people. But then shortly after they got home, Betty starts having these dreams about being in a ship with some weird aliens and like them torturing Betty and Barney. And Barney's starting to get like some physical symptoms that they said were very comparable to what PTSD victims suffer after their incidents. So what they decide to do is go to like a hypnosis therapy type situation, so that they can kind of draw the memory out of their subconscious and see what they can remember about it. So they go into hypnosis, and both of them describe in very vivid detail that they pulled over, they stopped, the aliens kind of landed, drew them into the ship, made it so that they had no control over their body, made them walk into the ships.
That's crazy.
Performed experiments on them for 2 hours, collecting different samples out of different areas of their bodies, performing painful tests on them. And then when they were done, they dropped them off, induced amnesia, and then just skirted off and flew away.
That's weird. So yeah, I tried to look up some stats on it while you were talking about it, and I think that they didn't realize it until they went to therapy.
So neither of them had really...
Not necessarily realize it, but they didn't talk about it or, like, I guess, come to terms with it until they went to therapy. Yeah,
Barney did not want to talk about it because they were both, like, high up, well-respected in public offices, and they were like, if we talk about this, we're going to get fired because everyone will think we're crazy.
Right.
Let's not do this. And it got to the point where both of their, like, mental states were deteriorating so bad that they were like, we have to figure something out. So I think it was maybe their church that recommended they go to the hypnosis.
And it's also the 60s, so it's before the stock market is even a thing.
Yeah, I think it might have been in the early 70s. But
it's either 61.
Wait, why does the stock market matter?
Well, because the other day I learned that
It
the
was
stock
61.
market-
You are correct.
I
yeah.
learned that, the other day I learned that the stock market got invented in the 80s,
That's,
and it made me rethink my whole entire.
I don't think
fucking
that's
life,
true,
dude.
That's not true.
Not invented, but like you could publicly trade on the stock market.
Is that true?
Yeah, because before
The
the
Great
80s,
Depression happened
before the
because-
80s, you were fucking mailing shit, and you would get your stocks like the next day.
Yeah.
But like,
So you just mean like a publicly readily available stock?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, I mean, I bet that the stock market wasn't very popular before that, is what I would say.
Well, I think the Great Depression happened because the stocks crashed, and like everybody lost their
What year
savings.
was the Great Depression?
1917, 18, I believe.
1917. Oh, that's way before.
Yeah, the stock market was
No,
definitely.
dude.
Yeah,
No.
look it up. So while Chris is looking that up, I'll just kind of like put a bow on the Barney and Betty Hill thing. But Stan Friedman kind of looked at it. There's a lot of naysayers on it, but he went on the path. He verified everything that they said in terms of like the path that they traveled, where they stopped, the times all matched up, and all that. And he hypnosis is not 100% reliable, but he was able to say like, okay, Betty described this stuff in her dreams, which obviously dreams are not 100% accurate, and what she recalled in hypnosis was way different and in way more detail. So that should kind of show you like, the dreams might not be 100% accurate, but what you recall through this hypnosis therapy, if there was going to be like an accurate account or more description there, you would pull it out through that process.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of proved those two things, and so good guy, Stan Friedman. And he has a lot of books, a lot of cool documentaries on YouTube that you guys can watch, but
Yeah.
they're out there.
Okay. This is what I was thinking about. I was thinking about something different. So the stock market was founded in 1792.
Yeah,
so long
I had a
time
feeling.
ago.
What stocks were they trading back then, dude?
And then
like the Pony Express.
And then there was the Roaring 20s. So there's the Roaring 20s, the Great Gatsby era, and then boom, Great Depression. That's what happened.
Oh, was it? When was the? Does it say when the Great Depression was?
In the 20s.
Was it?
Yep. After I think it was right after the Roaring 20s. It was the Great Depression.
Okay, I was off. I was off by like 10 years. Whoops.
So then that happens. And then in the 50s and 60s, the middle class grows a little bit. People start investing a little bit, but it's pretty much only the wealthy households. In the 80s, this is what I was thinking about. That's when 401ks were first introduced, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, because I think that was some sort of like government bill that they passed to allow that, right?
And then in the 80s, this is what I was also thinking. Stocks shift from a retirement thing to a from Wall Street, like you have to be on Wall Street, you have to know, you have to be there, you have to like mail stuff in, to like I'm gonna do this for retiring. I'm gonna invest in stocks for retiring. So that's like,
yeah, I think that was part of like the social safety net that they were trying to add, so people wouldn't just retire and then die in 2 years because they had saved nothing. And not every place offered a pension.
And then in the 90s was when online trading became available, e-trading, day traders. And then in the 2000s, that's when you get apps and Robinhood and everything else. But like what I've been reading this book, and I don't read a lot, so whenever I read, I talk about what I read about because I don't read a lot.
Yeah. We only do things to brag about them.
Exactly.
Why do you think I've been talking about how I'm on ketosis for 4 weeks?
Exactly. We were talking about our fitness every single time we've recorded for the last like month because that's all we've been doing, really. So that's how it should be, though. We should talk about what we're doing. We should talk about our lives. But I just, in this, it's like the Psychology of Money book. I find it very fascinating that it's funny how like if you grew up in a certain area, like era, you would like associate life with things that happened in that era. You know what I mean? If you grew up in the Great Depression, you'd think that's going to happen. If you grew up in times of this, you would never think stocks are going to be good and you whatever. So it's almost like you have to do like unorthodox things to like make money. And like it's what I love about this book is it talks a lot about how yes, there's a lot of skill and you have to be disciplined and you have to be frugal with your money, but at the same time, like,
just go live your life, man.
Yeah, go live your life, but also like do what you want to do. And like people never believed in stocks back in the day, now they do. People never believed in Bitcoin, now they do. People never believed in whatever. So it's sort of like just go do whatever. Like just I mean, there's obviously more of a point to it. I'm only halfway through it.
When you said believe in stocks, that just reminded me of another funny thing that happened when I was at my grandparents' house, because my grandma just started talking about Trump, and then my grandpa is just sitting over in the corner. He goes, every time you show me a video of that man, he's asleep. And my grandma goes, you're thinking of Biden. And he goes, no, Trump's asleep every time. And she goes, no, he's praying. It's so funny.
Yeah, bro. It's just I don't know. It opened my eyes. It was like, oh, like if I couldn't even trade in the 80s, like, and it would have been a big deal for me to like mail something in. It would have been a big deal for me to be like, I'm gonna pay $100 to like get this penny stock and invest in this or bet on this thing, or like your grandpa like had to fly people in from Mexico to bet on these
chickens.
You know what I mean? So like it used to be such a big deal, and that's what we lose in today's era. Is just not a big deal. Where it's like it's very like instant gratuity. You want day traders, you want quick money, you want fast money, you want fast subscribers. We want to grow quick, and that's what I love about us. We're not that way. We just want you to put us on your TV and leave it. Go to work.
Take all my time with all this shit. I still believe in that. Shout out Drake. For real though, if you guys don't subscribe to make fake YouTube channels, subscribe to us.
Yeah,
we need this. I need this.
We need it. We need to quit our jobs.
It's so bad, dude.
I actually love my job, but I mean, what I will say is it's
I
been
love
a pleasure.
this job.
We love you guys. This is one of our shorter episodes, but we love you. And we want to spend so much time with you this year. And we have big things coming. And we're going to go to Toledo. We're going to have Joe Day. We're going to have, what else is on the calendar?
5K.
5K.
Mm-hmm.
St. Patty's Day, we're all in green. Maybe we're feeling festive.
We're kind of already in that vibe.
We're in the different shades. And we were talking kind of before we recorded that we're considering some merch this year. We got to figure out the merch of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we just do one item a year. Like last year was hats.
Comment down below what you guys would like to see. It's going to be t-shirts, though.
Yeah. Do you guys want, t-shirts, hoodies? Do we want a long sleeve shirt? Like, I'm in the long sleeve mood. But do we want long sleeve shirts? Do we want short sleeve shirts? Do we want athletic gear? Do we want a new hat? Maybe a running athletic hat? I don't know.
It's a lot of options. Gloves, scarves.
Yeah, headbands.
Fanny packs.
Do-rags.
One of those hats that has the little spinner on the top.
Yeah,
bike helmets.
Could you imagine?
Cleats.
Could you imagine that's our only merch is the hat with
knee
the spinner?
pads.
Knee pads would be insane.
We could make
come on, how thinky beers.
Elbow braces. Actual braces for your teeth. Retainers that say thinking beers on the roof of your mouth.
Fake grills.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes.
We could open up a tattoo
Underwear.
shop
Underwear would be hilarious.
that only does thinking beers tattoos.
Yeah. But either way, you gotta. Do you have any jokes you've been workshopping?
No, the only one I did get reminded of this today. This is one of my all-time favorites I came up with, but everybody talks about having a mortal enemy like it's so bad. I don't think it's that bad. I'd rather have a mortal enemy as opposed to an immortal enemy.
Get it? Because immortal means they can't die.
That's a bad enemy to have.
You would want your enemy to be able to die.
Come on, dude. That's not bad. I thought I would at least get a chuckle, but whatever,
no,
dude.
I've just heard it before, dude. I've heard it before.
Episode 27. Love you guys.